This could be a scene from any station trackside between Rickmansworth and Baker Street, really, because that's where these Metropolitan electric trains were running. We open it up, and what have we got? Well, in fact, it looks like a rather jumbled siding, because we've got some Metropolitans, but also we've got other things too. What I'd like to do is to put this over here, and let's unpack it. We can treat it a bit like a bran tub. First of all, we've got this LMS loco in, I have to say, slightly battered condition. Who's responsible for that then?
No.
Not
actually,
guilty,
no.
he says quickly.
No, I have a son that's a destroyer, but it was gutted before him. Like that,
it was destroyed.
yeah.
He didn't actually wreck this one. Battered though it is, I mean, it's a pre-war Hornby locomotive. Even though it's a rather uninteresting tank loco, it's still probably going to be worth £100. So that's quite an interesting one. What should we go for next?
We're in profit.
You're in profit. And tell me the story then.
Oh, a friend of mine sold it for the boys.
Yeah.
And then I had an electrician friend who looked at the transformer and said, "For goodness sake, don't let the children play with it. It's lethal."
Quite right.
So nobody's ever played.
So it was packed back in the box
back in the
again.
box, and away it went. Yes.
This is a locomotive by the manufacturer Bassett Loke. Here we go. There's the maker's name here. And Bassett Loke, I suppose at a distance, and if you haven't seen many trains, you'd think that it's another Hornby train. But actually, Bassett Loke, the quality of their locos was very different to Hornby. The quality of the paint and the castings and so on. And in their early days, they in fact had the German manufacturers making the locomotives for them, and they retailed them. And they are very collectible. This particular one, George V, I would have thought we're probably talking about perhaps £250, £300. So maybe even a bit more actually. But I'm keeping my powder dry. We've got a couple of nice Pullman carriages. We've got Alberta and Iolantha, and they're in reasonably good condition too. They're going to be around perhaps £100 each. You're keeping a tally on this?
Yes.
And then we come to the little Metropolitan loco and the two carriages. Now, the reason why I like this loco particularly is that it was the first time that Hornby made a locomotive based on a real, live, living locomotive that anybody could see going up and down on the Metropolitan line between Rickmansworth and Baker Street. The box, I think, would probably be worth between perhaps £60 and £80 on its own, empty, because they're that rare. And the Metropolitan set itself, I would have thought, between about £500 and £700. So if we add up this little group here, we're talking about well over £1,000. And I would just say that I'm very pleased that the destroyer didn't get hold of them, and they survived to tell the tale today. Thanks very much indeed for bringing them in.
Right, thank you very much.